with the great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers. Winning's the habit, not only a dream. Go out and get them Steelers. Gorillas are here for the show.
Hey, and welcome back, Steeler fans, to another great edition of the Steeler Nation Show. As always, I'm Seth Kenny here. We have our special guest, Special.
What's up, folks? How you doing?
And then we have the dad, the patafamilia, running the boards back there for us. Not pedophilia. We got a very exciting show with us here today. Actually, Joe is supposed to show up a little bit later. We'll see what happens. But until then,
Hey, with a bird.
He hasn't learned that yet.
He's like, look at the red light. Okay.
anyway,
I know, it's like a bouncy ball. You got to find out where it's going
I
next.
feel like I got to be part cat. Anyway, Special has been really getting into the watching the games with us, and actually asked me this week if he could be the one to talk about what happened last week. So, Special, kick it.
I'll tell you, last week's game was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, we showed up, and the next thing you know, boom, we're on the board. It was like, okay, came to play. And apparently, I don't know, we discussed last week that we had that, that secret interview with the cat trainer. So, obviously, it did a good job. Thank you, sir. I'm sure he's out on a circus tour somewhere. I don't know, but it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome to see. Mendenhall really came out. We had a good time out there. Lots of runs. Of course, them dropping the ball and not being able to catch it and everything kind of helped out a lot too. But Roethlisberger looked awesome. He was throwing left and right and up and down. It was a good time. It was a good time. We had a lot of touchdowns. Big score was it like 35-7 was pretty much. That's exactly what it was. I mean, it was an awesome, absolutely awesome game. Which I don't know what to say other than that.
There's nothing really else to say, man. It was good to see that finally the refs realized. I mean, I don't know if the check just finally cleared. What happens? They finally realized that they missed their kids and wanted to call a fair game and get their kids back. You never know. I mean, either way, they finally started playing it. They started calling a good game, and that's all there was to it. But then again, you got to look at it. It was the Cincinnati Bungles.
Right.
I mean, there's only so much you can do. But I did like what Han said last week. It's good for just life in general. The Bengals starts doing what you don't like it to do, smack it on the nose.
Smack it in the nose.
It was just exactly what they did. And I hope we can get that guy back next time. We don't play the Bengals anymore, do we? That was the second time, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the last time.
Well, maybe we'll get him back for something else. Who knows?
Yeah.
I say we start off with the jokes, man. We got a little bit of time before we come to our first break. Now, the last time we did this show, all we did was tell Cleveland jokes. We're not going to do that to you again this time, even though they're very funny.
Right.
But we're not going to do that to you this time. We're going to actually sit down there and we're going to start off with some jokes. Some of the ones I got is, so you're trapped in an elevator with an angry grizzly bear, a lion, a hungry lion, and a fan from the Cleveland Browns. You have a gun with 2 bullets. What do? Answer: shoot the Cleveland fan twice.
I was going to say, I didn't know if it was a fan or a player, because if it was a player, then, you just shoot both the lion and the bear, because, Brown was not really too harmful.
All right. Here's another one, Special. What do you call a Cleveland Brown fan with half a brain?
I don't know.
Gifted.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll go to a break here. Why do all the trees in Pittsburgh lean to the west?
Because Cleveland sucks.
That's right, because Cleveland sucks. Let's see. What do the Cleveland Browns and a tampon have in common?
Oh. I know this one. I can't remember it, but I know.
All right, I'll tell you.
What?
Both are good for only one period, and there's no second string.
That's awesome.
Think about it. Right? What do you get if you cry? What do you get if you see a Browns fan bury up to his neck in sand?
Oh, is that like self-disposal? I don't know.
You get more sand. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about before we go to break? Because after this is your last chance to talk about last week's game. Because after this, we put the lid on it and we're done.
I don't know, dude. See, I'm just choked up about it. It was an awesome game. It really was. It was just so cool. I mean, it was like right out the door. We walked through the door at our favorite little watering hole where we get the best applesauce in the world, and we walked through the door, and the next thing I know, I looked at the screen, and boom, we're on the board, and it was like, oh wow, okay, this is cool. We had a block kick too, didn't we?
I think we did. Yeah,
That was awesome,
right at
too.
the very beginning, yeah.
I know, it was awesome. It was like, okay, all of a sudden, over the middle, through the woods, here comes not making a point. It was awesome. I'm telling you. And we had the little dog pile. You know, there was a dog pile, and who has the ball? Who has the ball? And they're all fighting and everything. And it was like, Steelers have the ball. Hello. You know, it was awesome. It was cool. And every time I was like, that is not cool. That has got to be a flag. Boom, there was a flag. I was like, thank you. That was awesome.
It's almost like you had a secret, like
I know. It was
something going towards the refs, right? But like, was it at Buffalo Wild Wings, where they have that?
Yeah, where you push the button and the sprinklers come up. I didn't have the controller or anything like that, but I don't know. It was like ESP or something. We were on the same page. I don't know. It was cool. I swear I didn't do any voodoo because it's kind of hard to do voodoo with a special hand. You know, I mean, end up poking yourself and then you're screwed. You know, so
Or getting back at you, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, you can't live in the past forever. So we're looking forward to tonight's game and yeah, so I guess let's put a lid on it, Seth. Huh?
All right, it's done. It's in the history books. Well, we're gonna take a short break, and hopefully Joe will be here by the time we get back.
Yeah.
We'll see. If not, we'll have more jokes. We have plenty more stuff here for you.
What a story we have to tell
And
you
we'll be back.
of the unforgettable and the almost forgotten, of heartbreaking defeats and triumphant victories, dreamers who became Olympians, Pittsburghers who became champions, and champions who became Pittsburghers. The Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum.
Ah, you'd have to be here to believe it.
The city that fueled a revolution. The Industrial Revolution today has emerged as a melting pot of a different kind, where the arts, technology, professional sports, and its wonderful people have combined to create one of America's most livable cities. Its world-class convention center ranks among the nation's elite, allowing business leaders and visitors to experience this rich diversity that is Pittsburgh. Andrew Carnegie, George Westinghouse, and H.J. Heinz launched global empires that continue to this day from this magic place. Whether home is a Victorian mansion or a working-class row house, one constant has always bonded its people together. Our love for this one-of-a-kind city, a true American original. This is Pittsburgh's Visitor Channel. We're glad you're here.
Hey, and welcome back. It kills me.
I love it when we come back.
All right, couple more jokes here for you.
That was a nice vibration, accompanied by a nice ding ding.
Special.
What?
How do Cleveland Browns fans count to 10?
0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4.
That's right. It's almost like you were staring at my sheet.
I didn't see
I
anything.
don't know. Okay. What do you call a Cleveland Browns fan with a Super Bowl ring?
I don't know.
A thief.
That's pretty good.
That
I
is
like
pretty
that
good.
one.
Here's one for you, Dad. You'll like this one. Why doesn't Canton have a professional football team? because Cleveland would want one too.
Nice.
All right. This week we're getting back to the Browns. And people always call during the show.
Always.
Couple of quotes that I found interesting. They're talking about, as everybody knows, well, hopefully you know, today being a Thursday show. Sound like someone just pulled up. Today being a Thursday show, we actually there's only about 4 days to prepare to get everything ready. So they were asking the Steelers what they need to do to prepare for this week. So one of the quotes was, "You have to take care of your body and be mentally sharp," said cornerback Keenan Lewis. It's a team we haven't seen, and they are a good team. So apparently, he likes to tell jokes too, right? Because you realize what team we're dealing with here this week. He says, they're a good team. You have to get your body back and watch tape. Those are two of the most important things. Anyway,
False alarm.
so those are two very important things. Very, very true. Senator Marquise. I just can't talk today. I think I had too much of the special sauce.
No, I don't know. It's okay though. We'll work with it.
Senator Marquise Poutsey, who lost 12 pounds after fighting a stomach virus, has gained 8 pounds back and is feeling much better. I am fine, said Pouncey. I am feeling good. I still need to put on more weight, but I feel good. Pouncey said getting plenty of rest is this week is key for him with a short week. Now, Maurice, I can help you put the weight on. All right? I'm damn near a master at it. Just give me a call. I'll help you out. You know, but then again, I mean, he's living in Pittsburgh. That can't be that hard to do that in Pittsburgh. I mean, that's got to be, you just walk down to the corner store and we're done.
Yeah, but if he puts a lot of weight on, he won't be too pouncy, will he?
You never know.
It's like a conundrum.
But he's an offensive line.
Oh, well, maybe he doesn't need to be pouncy.
He doesn't need to be pouncy.
Well, there you go.
He needs to sit there and be hefty.
Hefty. Not pouncy.
Which tells me I need to go kick my high school counselor in the rear.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, had I known, I could have been big and a millionaire.
If you could have turned yourself into your own couch, you would have been great on the line. Just kind of stay there.
Anyway, Ben Roethlisberger and coordinator Bruce Arians publicly announced their intentions of running plenty of no-huddle offenses tonight against Cleveland at Heinz Field. They seemed not a bit concerned to let the Browns in on it. Well, folks, we're playing the Browns. All right. You could tell them we're gonna score, we're gonna run, we're gonna do these kind of plays, and I'm betting they still wouldn't be able to stop it. We saw how they laid down and just rolled over. You thought that they were playing that Hans taught them, how to roll over and play dead, how to it was just sad.
I'm telling you, I didn't see the game last week, but from what I understand, they did. They just laid there like the ground and let the Ravens fly over them. It was bad.
It was pretty bad. But, and the one time that we need that, look what happens.
I know.
All right. Here's a very interesting stat. Roethlisberger has been sacked 308 times, a Steeler career record, in nearly 8 seasons. If he keeps going down at that pace, he will be the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. In NFL history. But, it's kind of a... it only goes back. They only started taking that stat in 82. So, there could have been one that got more sacked. Who knows?
Yeah, but he still gets sacked, but we still get the job done.
True. Very true. Very true. Let's see. So what else we got here next on our list? I guess.
Should we talk about the weather? Because it's getting cold outside. That's why Special wore the hat.
You had the hat on last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
I slept since then. I didn't remember.
So every time you sleep, you forget.
Yeah, it's like a magic erase board. It just kind of disappears. I can't help it.
You remember that $50 you owe me?
No.
So you're gonna give me the $50 even though you don't remember it, right?
Can I take it out and trade in applesauce? He likes the applesauce, folks. He really does.
We'll talk about it later. We get that? Did you hear that?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a news report that anybody in the Cleveland area, there is a Category 8 tornado coming your direction. Wow. We need everybody to go to Cleveland Browns Stadium because there's never a touchdown there. Okay, thank you. There you have it, folks.
Good to know.
If you're in the Cleveland area, make sure to run. Do not walk to Cleveland Browns Stadium, and stay tight.
Yeah, because that's good information to know because that's life safety and what is it? It's a sports fact too.
It's a double win.
Exactly. Dual purpose, if you will.
It was special. I don't know if you heard about they actually had in Saudi Arabia. They had what do you call it? Kind of like an all-star game, but it was very select people that they had over there. And there was a couple of Steelers, teams. It was like a Pro Bowl type of thing.
Right.
Well, they had, the fans there got a little bit crazy. There was a Cleveland fan, a Cincy fan, and a Steeler fan. And, they're out there partying, drinking, tailgating, normal stuff.
Exactly.
And when they got arrested, because apparently in Saudi Arabia, it's illegal for people to drink. No applesauce.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Right? But so luckily the prince actually said that the prince, because it was his fiance's birthday, gave them the option to get the punishment and then walk away. But normally that would be automatic death. So the Cincy fan says, okay, took the deal, and he says, well, okay, you're gonna get 100 lashes. What was? I can't even talk today. What wish would you like? He says, well, actually, he says, I'd like a pillow on my back to kind of cushion the blows. Not a problem. So he straps a pillow to his back, gives him 100 lashes. The pillow lasts about 25. Bloody and broken, he walks off.
That's horrible.
Browns fan steps up, and he says he sees what happened to the Cincy fan. He says, you know what? He says, I want 2 pillows. So Prince says, all right, that's cool, not a problem. So he gives him the 2 pillows. It lasts about 50 lashes. The fans walks off, and he's all beat up, and he walks off. The Steeler fan comes up and he says, you know what? I want 200 lashes. And the prince says, well, I always heard that you Steeler fans are very admirable. And he says, and I respect that.
Exactly.
I feel like you should be in a little bubble at the bottom talking for special people.
I know, right? I give all the I don't know, emotional characteristics of the story, apparently.
So anyway, so he says, well, that's very respectable. He says, you know what? And since you're so an upstanding fan, he says, what we're going to do is we're going to give you another wish. And he says, all right, I want the Cleveland fan strapped to my back.
Nice. Wonder how many lashes that one lasted.
No, probably not much. Do you have any Steeler jokes?
I have a Steeler jokes, but or not Steeler jokes, Cleveland jokes, but I didn't have time to memorize them by heart, and not only that, but I have a problem that sometimes my eyeball only works part time. So I actually printed them off and brought them with me. Is that okay?
That's fine.
It also helps me because with the special, I have a little bit of a sound problem with my mouth, so it's good for me to be able to read and tell jokes because it works on my vocabulary. Ready? Okay, here we go. The first one was there's a Browns fan, a Steelers fan, and a Cowboys fan. And they attempted to rob a bank, but they got caught. So they went to court and were sentenced to the electric chair. Shocky, And
Sucky.
no, see, that's my speech impediment again. Sorry, electricity, shock. Anyway, so the guy operating it told them that if they survived, they could go for free, or go free, not go for free. That's like free ticket. No, no, go free. Like, okay, bye, have a nice life. Anyway, so the Steelers fan said he went first. Okay, and so they asked him if he had any last words to say, and he told them no. And the guy pressed a button, and nothing happened, so he was free to go. Okay. And then the Cowboys fan went next, and they asked him if he had any last words to say, and he said no. and they pressed a button, and nothing was happening, so he was free to go. And so then the Browns fan came up next, and they asked him if he had any last words, and he says, I think if you plugged the chair in, it might work a little better. Seriously? Oh, this is like long. Hope we got time.
We still got a ton of time.
Okay. All right. So the next one. Terry Bradshaw and Bernie Kosar go up to heaven and meet St. Peter at the gate. St. Peter lets them in and tells them that they were both great NFL players and says that he will show them to their houses where they can live a happy and eternity forever. Was that a knock at the door?
That's Joe outside.
Telling
Telling him to come in.
Yeah.
I just texted him.
Okay. I lost my place. Where do we go? So anyway, they come to the first house, and a modest ranch-style house with a green lawn, a long driveway, and a nice two-car garage. 2 cars, because, we all need to drive around and pay for gas in heaven. Anyway, so, see, this is what happens. I ad-lib a little bit, and I get lost in my sentences. This is nuts. See, this is why it's good for me to work on stuff like this. Okay, so, garage. Okay, painted on the lawn is a huge Browns helmet with a large 19 beside it. St. Peter tells Kosar that this is his house to live in for eternity. They walk along the hill. The driveway is paved in gold. They walk a little further and they come to a huge 50-room mansion on a hill. The driveway is paved in gold and the lawn is neatly trimmed. Steelers logo can be seen accenting every detail of the glorious mansion. And flying from the gold flagpole is a Pittsburgh Steelers flag bearing the number 12. Kosar yells at St. Peter, hey, that's not fair. I played a long time in NFL and was a better player than Bradshaw. Why do I get a small ranch and Bradshaw gets a mansion? Well, St. Peter says, Bernie, that was not for Bradshaw. That's God's house. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Nice of Joe to show up.
We're telling jokes.
Turn your mic on.
Oh, push a little button.
Now I'm good.
Now you're good.
No, I'm
you're
not. No.
Are we not good?
Sorry, folks.
Okay.
While we play with the mics for a second, we want to make sure that everybody can hear us.
Hello. Hi.
Okay.
All right, real quick, we're in the middle of telling Browns jokes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure you've got a bunch. One that I really love is here's some if you want to look over some. I had those printed out for special.
Yeah. Special to read.
So there's a classroom, and all the kids are sitting there talking, and the parent said, the teacher says, so what does your dad do for a living? And the first little girl says, well, my dad's a doctor. He fixes people up and keeps them healthy. And the second person says, well, my dad's in construction. He builds houses, and so people can have places to live and places to work. Third kid says, well, my dad's a exotic dancer, and he takes his clothes off for men. And every once in a while, if the men give him enough money, he'll go home and sleep and spend the night with them. And so their teacher says, oh, no, stop, recess. Everybody get out of here, And she says, Charles, come here. And she pulls him aside and she says, is that true what you said about your dad? He says, oh, no. He says, my dad works plays for the Cleveland Browns. He goes, I was just too embarrassed to say it.
That's pretty good.
Anyway. Well, Joe, welcome. Do you have anything, any insight, any fantasy picks, any people we should watch out for, or anything new and exciting?
I got to tell you, a lot of the Steelers are injured tonight. A litany of injuries. 15 important players are hurt, have some sort of ailment. Of course, the big ones will be without Lamar Woodley tonight and Emmanuel Sanders. Fantasy-wise, I guess that means gives Hines Ward a little bump, and hopefully he'll get a number of catches tonight. He needs 10 for 1,000 on his career.
Oh, very
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Record books.
Yes. Adding to his Hall of Fame resume.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about seeing that. I'd like to be able to run the ball a little tonight, but
Mendenhall looked
That's
sharp. Mendenhall looked sharp last week.
Mendenhall looked great. unfortunately, our running schemes looked horrible. It just doesn't seem to be Bruce Arians. Just doesn't his running sets. It seems like the running backs can't be successful. What I liked about Mendenhall was he ran violently. He really did. He ran with a lot of passion. North and south, getting it in the hole there.
Sorry.
Always
Sometimes I get
the key to
distracted.
success. That is. I would just like to. The best thing about last week was the defense played great. We got turnovers. We got lots of points off turnovers.
Yes, we did.
We only had, I think 300 yards of offense again for the second game, but instead of scoring 13 points, we scored 35 this time. So that was nice to see. And I expect the game to be a little tough tonight. The Browns have a decent defense, and we haven't been moving the ball great, but Ben's looked pretty good, and hopefully we'll trounce them. Maybe not as bad as last time. Last time was 41-9. That was nice.
That was a spanking and a half.
I mean, we always have to make the games interesting, which is ridiculous. But
Well, when you're playing the Cleveland Browns, I mean, it's only there's only one team that's interesting out there.
that is true. It is true. They are terrible.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. All right. Well, what do you say we take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back in a little bit. We'll take a couple phone calls. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Take a little break, get some phone calls, go through some emails, wrap this up, and get ready to watch some Steeler football.
I might have to pee a little bit, but yeah, that'd be awesome.
Nice.
All right, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Hopefully not as short as the last one.
We're from the town with the great football team.
Dad, when we do the
We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pay attention, I only have 30 seconds here. So you got your dime a minute lady, and then you got your nickel weekends, yada yada, whatever. How would you like to have free long distance? Yeah, free! I can show you how to do that, but you gotta hit me. No, I mean my website, Richard Kenny, KENNEY.com.
What a story we have to tell you of the unforgettable and the almost forgotten, of heartbreaking defeats and triumphant victories, dreamers who became Olympians, Pittsburghers who became champions, and champions who became Pittsburghers. The Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum.
You'd have to be here to believe it.
Hey, and welcome back, Steeler fans. We got a phone call here. We are on the phone. I believe it's Paul from Cleveland. Okay, Paul. Well, question for you is how do you feel about today's game with you being a Browns fan?
I ain't met or anything, but you guys are on a roll heading into the game tonight and everything, I don't know, there's not going to be any upset, it's going to be except for our stomachs being Browns fans, I figure you guys will, go and beat us 51-6, probably because we're going to miss that extra point due to poor center snap, but yeah, I'm still going to watch it, as a fan, I got to, so.
Well, 51-6. That's a pretty decent score. That beats. We were just talking about that 41-9 last time. That's even bigger. Now are you a Browns fan or do you just live in Cleveland?
Well, I've been a bit of a Browns fan for a while and everything, but I just see the way you guys spank us all the time, and I usually don't call into the rival team show, but I don't know, something said give you a call and a little pat on the back beforehand or something. I don't know.
Thank you very much. All right, Paul. Well, hopefully you'll call in more often. We loved hearing from you. And maybe sooner or later we can actually turn you into a Steeler fan. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Paul. Let's see. I believe we have another caller on the line. Andy from North.
Another caller. You should have told me you're going to do 2 callers, dude. I just hung up on him.
Well, maybe he'll call back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, you got to tell
See, Andy, if you're out there, give us a call back. You got the number. Give us a call
Come
back,
on, Andy. Come on.
Andy, you can do it. You can do it. We need, maybe? Okay. So, in the meantime, Joe, how do you feel about live TV? Oh, there we go. We have a call. Is this Andy?
Yes, this is Andy.
Andy, okay. So you're from Northside, is that right?
Yes.
All right. So let me ask you this. With Woodley being out, who do you think will step up to help us out?
Well, honestly, I tell you, anybody who was on Dick LeBeau's team looks to be a good deal tonight. So this is no big news. Besides, the Browns' offensive line sucks so bad they couldn't stop a 90-year-old grandmother, so it doesn't matter.
You must have a tough grandmother. Did your grandmother play in the NFL?
No. She watched a lot, played in field, though.
That's
You get pretty strong when dealing with frozen ground, you know.
true. Well, maybe you better be careful saying this out loud. The Browns actually might go out and try to recruit your 90-year-old grandmother.
Yes, they might, you know. This might be a good addition to the team. Be better for the family.
So do you have a prediction on the game?
I don't know. I kind of keeping my fingers crossed, you know. I mean, lots of times we watch the game, and it's pretty good for you guys. So, I mean, I don't know, you know. I am expecting another good game from you. So this is why I call.
Well, very good. Well, we thank you for calling in, and hope to hear from you again another time.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
I bet that guy's a Polka fan.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have another little clip set up? No. Okay. Well, in that case, let's Special's back. See, ladies and
Much
gentlemen,
applesauce?
I do apologize for this.
It was all applesauce. You can't help it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. You know, we try to extend the hand out there, and 9 times out of 10, Special is great. But when nature calls, we got to let them go.
Yeah.
You know?
Better in there than right here.
Right. Well, what do you say we go to do some emails here real quick?
We got emails.
We got some emails.
Awesome.
Very exciting. Just a couple people just wrote things down here, sent them in to us. You can too if you want to send them to us. Either do it through Facebook at the Steeler Nation homepage, or give me Seth Kenny, skenny@kennytv.com, and we'll read your letter right here on too. It's all right. This is from Chuck from Maine. He says, "I hope the officials of tonight's game enforce Pennsylvania's anti-bullying law."
You mean we actually
And
got one of those?
Yeah,
That's
they do.
nice. That's
But
nice.
but see, the thing is, Chuck, I hope they don't. All right, because I like seeing the Browns get beat up on. Absolutely. It's fun. It tickles a nice little warm part of my heart. You know, if that makes any sense. You guys, what do you think about that? Do you hope that they do the anti-bullying laws?
Seth liked to play in his Jello when he was a kid, too. Chocolate pudding, do-do-do-do.
Special, did you get bullied?
No, well, a little bit. You know, sometimes they would take a rubber band and strap it down to the little thing on my wheelchair, so I would take off down the hallway. They thought it was funny, but it sucked.
The special launch.
Yes,
Ah.
All right.
it's not cool.
We have another one from Dave from Allentown. Dave says, "I watched the NFL channel review of the game last night. Unbelievable. They simply don't want to say how bad the Browns are. And it talked about an upset. No cojones, right? The pregame ought to be interesting. And any time that these two teams play each other, I wish they would go back and they would show more of the pregame. Because if you can get to actually see that, like being at a Browns game, at a Steelers Browns game, there's fights all over the place. There's fights in the stands. There's fights in the parking lot. There's fights on the field. I mean, with these two teams being so close together and the two cities just really hate each other. I know I have a very good friend in Cleveland, right? And I don't think I could scrub the dirt nastiness off of me if I ever stepped foot in that town. No offense. If you're from Cleveland, that's cool. Enjoy it, hang out, whatever, dude.
I was gonna say,
it's just not for me.
As a fan saw last week, you had a breakdown, and you just had to be a fan for a day.
I really rather not talk about that. but
Okay, I'm sorry. Bring up my things.
That was
an
tough.
ugly episode.
It was horrible.
But special teams came through.
Oh, actually, here, speaking of that, we have an email here from, it looks like my friend and Christy. I don't know if it's her or not, but it's Christy, same name. It says, I haven't watched the Browns much this season, but I will tune into this one to see what they're made of. I don't expect too much. Ooh. Well, I mean, you know what? We don't expect too much either.
Not really.
All right, here's
apathy is the true hallmark of a Cleveland fan.
Yeah,
let's get on that. Before we get too far into this. That being a Cleveland fan, okay, even though your team sucks, okay, your team is horrible, but actually your city sucks too. But
way to kick them while they're down.
But the thing is that the fans, the Cleveland Browns fans are some of the most respectable fans on earth. For your team to suck so bad for so long and you're still a fan, I mean, you can tell who's a good fan. If you want a loyal friend, you want a loyal husband, loyal wife, go up to someone wearing a Cleveland Browns shirt.
Yeah.
All right, and then convert them.
In Baltimore, man.
Anyway, so if did we just read that one? Threw me off.
Yeah, from
here
Chrissy,
we got Sam from Northside. It says if the Browns do somehow pull off a win, it'll be nothing short of a miracle, and miracles do happen all the time for the faithful. So if I'm Colt and I pray now that maybe your head, or I'd pray now that your head is still attached to your neck after the game, because that would be a true miracle.
Colts being the quarterback, of course. Yeah.
But Colt McCoy, they had to sit there and they had to sit, like when they were drafting him, they were like, but he's from the Longhorns.
I just wondered if maybe they had a song playing in the background, that might have swayed their decision a little bit. Colt 45, yeah. Maybe that's why they got him.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You never know. You never know. All right, we have one more here. Actually, do you want to read it, Joe?
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
All right, it's the last one here.
Oh, okay.
Let
This
you
one
get
comes to us from Alex from Millville. I hear the Steelers don't have to cover the Browns receivers since they drop passes on their own. That means 11 Steelers in the box to blitz McCoy and stop the 1-yard runs. Should be a whale of a game. I hope there is a good basketball game on.
Alex, Alex, I don't know. You might want to tune in actually to the game because that's a lot of people in one box. It might be kind of interesting.
Sure is.
It's like a clown car.
Yeah.
Well, because from what I've seen, Woodley was probable. Ferrier was probable. I mean, going on right down the line, Joe, do you think this is going to be a physical game? Like say as physical as say the Ravens?
I don't think it'll be that physical. Really, it's a rivalry game. Even though we won 14 of the last 15, at what point it's really not a rivalry anymore.
Yeah.
But it stems from the cities that hate each other, and I do think there'll definitely be some intensity, but eventually by halftime, I think that'll wane. We'll have beaten the enthusiasm out of them physically, and after that, it'll be a good game for the Steelers.
Joe, I know you came in late, but this is such a good joke. I think we're gonna have to tell it twice, and it bears on what you just said. What do you what do the Cleveland Browns and a tampon have in common?
I don't know.
They're both good for only one period, and there's no second string.
That was pretty good, isn't it?
I've got chills, Seth.
And they're multiplying.
Wow.
Anyway, well, my name's Seth. Actually, we're going to get on the line. Special, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm just I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That it is just as an awesome game as it was last week. I know that we said we're going to put the lid on it, but I'm just still super excited from that last game. That was quite an honor to be able to watch it at the favorite watering hole. I mean, I tried to make sure that after seeing that, when we scored that quickly, I didn't have a lot of applesauce because I didn't want to miss a thing. It was awesome. So hopefully we can, replay what happened and have another awesome game tonight.
Joe, we didn't get your reviews on last game. What you thought of it?
I thought it was good all around. We didn't have to do a lot. We had great field position because of the turnovers. Again, always a welcome special teams touchdown. Antonio Brown had that great punt return. The great thing I saw was James Harrison's finally back and made an impact on the game. 3 sacks last week, and actually, I'll admit it. I actually said to Mark last week. I said, "Geez, it's good to see Woodley back because we finally have someone to put some pressure on the cornerback." And I said, "Wow, geez, it really seems like Harrison's lost a step, and he just I don't know if he's changed his game because of Goodell and the ridiculous fines we've incurred. This season is no different than times past, although I'm glad the team's been very vocal about talking about how Roger Goodell is targeting them. And it was good to see. Hopefully we'll see a repeat performance, another multi-sack game by James Harrison. I think we're going to need it tonight.
Sorry, Special.
What's in your eye, Special?
I'm trying to get a closer interview with my brain. It's not working out too well.
Well, let's see. Dad, do you have anything else to say about No. All right. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to sign off here. We're going to say, as always, go Steelers. We will see you in, I believe it's 11 days when we take on the... Anybody know?
Yes, the St. Louis Rams.
There you go.
That's what it was.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
the Niners next week. It is the Niners, the big game, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Niners, Rams, and then the Browns again to close out the season. On that note, we better close this season out. At least
we need
3-1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you for everybody watching. We'll get us back next week. It should be the same show. Hopefully, we'll have some other things to talk about.
Hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah. Hopefully. Now he wants to talk. Now he wants to talk. All right. Well, we'll get a different executive producer, and I'm sure it will be better. Anyway, so with that, we're going to sign off, and we're going to, as always, play the Curse of the Terrible Towel on the way out. Thank you much. Have a good one.
The terrible time.